Hello again, everybody. Well, today we are back visiting the Dunlap Coke Ovens. This is actually a pretty cool little place. It's a park, and it also has a really cool little museum and a few other interesting pieces to it. Now, we're going to get here and wander around a little bit, and we're going to check out some stuff. So let's go have some fun today, guys. Now, this started in around the 1890s. But you can see that there is actually a fairly large area. We've got the visitor center, which is here. And then you've got all these ovens that they found. This is actually where they got the mines from, as well as over there and over there. And it all came down here, and then the coal was taken out. So it's a pretty cool place, and the reason that you cook the coal in coke ovens is it makes the coal even more powerful, and this was for cooking iron and steel. So pardon the mess, they are trimming the bushes, and I caught them at an awkward time, but once a year they would have a really cool bluegrass festival, and you can see all of the famous people. Now, we've got some local guys like Fletcher Bright and a few others from a group called the Dismembered Tennesseans, but you can see all of the people that have contributed to some amazing music. And it's not just the front of it, it's also the sides too. They've actually given plenty of space for the others. Oh, I think I am going to not walk any further. Now, right here is where they usually have everything that's going on, but this is an interesting park, and this is why. It's not a city, county, state, or federal park. It's run by unpaid volunteers with the Sequatchie Valley Historical Association. So, anyway, by the way, for those asking, I'm here with Alex today.
Hey, everyone.
It's a little bit out of his jurisdiction, but we're still going to check out the place. So let's go in the front and take a look. Well, one cool thing is there's all sorts of bits and pieces of equipment around. And just to give you a breakdown of how big these are, I'm 5'10", and other than the fact that I have to duck slightly, yes, I can get in the bucket. They've got rails over here. They've got one of these, I can't remember what these cars are called. They're electrically run. Anybody that worked a coal mine, you'll comment in the section below what these were called. They had to be low to get into the mines. You've got buckets, you've got pumps, and they even did a pretty neat little shack just to give you a fun pick spot. Oh, look, they even have the entrance to a mine. It looks like it's fallen in a little bit. It's not really the entrance to a mine, it's just showing you what the mine entrance would look like. Now that is the museum, and we'll check out the museum here in a little bit. First, while it's still relatively cool, we'll check it out. It's an old safe. First, before anything else happens, we're going to go in the back here and take a look at the coke ovens. Well, guys, this is a pretty amazing place, but chew on this. Look at all of these beehive ovens. Now, we're going to go hit these ones up on the left first. These have not been renovated or restored. These more have, and on the back side of this is where the famous Bluegrass Festival happens. But we are going to go over here. Now, if folks come out here, it is a lot of walking to check out everything, and it's well worth it. But one word of warning. If you want to see the museum, Be aware that this place is actually in the central time zone. And so you can see they would have had all these ovens, one after another, after another, after another. There would have been a small rail over the top, and they would have dumped the coal down into the ovens to load it, sealed it up, cooked it. After it went out, they would have brought it back out, loaded it onto trains, and it would have gone to Chattanooga. And I mean, there are hundreds and hundreds of these all over the place. Now, I'm not going to walk all of the trails today, especially not up to Fredonia Mountain and all that. I'm going to focus more around the bottom section, but if you want to, I mean, there is plenty of acreage to wander around in here, and it is a peaceful place. And as you can see, there are trails going everywhere. Now, I'll show the map a little bit later too. One of these is labeled as a Trail of Tears trail. So we're going to go down here and work our way around to where the music happens. And we'll take a closer look at some of these, but you can see that the ovens just keep going and going and going and going. Oh, look, the musician's entrance. So say hello to where some pretty amazing music happens. But let's go take a look from the stage, shall we? Just look at this. You can tell that a lot of moisture stays back here, but look at that moss. What a setting. So from the back wall of one row of the coke ovens, you've got this. Now just imagine, those of you that are musicians, sitting here, you're playing your bluegrass, and everybody is seated around you like this. What an amazing space. Absolutely phenomenal. Anyway, we're going to walk down that way a little bit more and take a look. Seeing from one side to the other. So one interesting thing, the train must have come through in this area. That or this is channeling water running off the mountain, because we are elevated some, and then the coke ovens are elevated just a little bit more. And you can tell these have been here for quite a while, because just look at this tree. Just grown in there. And as we work our way down the row, you can see where we can see where time has claimed what's left of the Beehive Coke Ovens. Well, there's a brick here. Now, I don't know if bricks would have been around here or not. I just don't know. Some sections of this wall are pretty amazing as to how solid they still are. It just shows that back in the day, they built these things to last. We'll say one thing, other than the coal, you can definitely see why they would have picked this area, because you've got all these hills and all these other sections. Of course, for all I know, these berms could have been built. I'd say they probably were. That one looks like it's got some water running through it, so this may have been... Oh, I just walked through a big spider web. Oh, I hate spiders. Yeah, that looks like another rail bed. Now, if I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments below. You know, this is the first time I've ever been out this far from the core section. But we're going to walk around the front and go back that way. Now, this is the end of the coke oven row that's right behind the stage. Now, these have been restored a little bit more, although you don't restore them all the way. Just gives you an idea. I tell you what, this is just amazing because, I mean, even though this is just one row, it just keeps going and going and going. It just, the camera really doesn't give it justice. If you ever get the chance to, you really need to come this way and check out this place, because you could literally spend a whole day here. Looks like a hinge. Lots of iron still left in the area too. Just wanted to show that it's about, I don't know, roughly 20 feet thick. Well, that's not often, but, a caboose in the middle of the woods. Now, I don't think they would have used a caboose in here. I think they would have had more rough train cars coming out of here with the coal. But this is still pretty cool. Wonder. And don't forget, one of the other amazing things is this is a very large picnicky area. So if you're out this way, bring your lunch. What a peaceful and nice and secluded place to sit and eat. And in front, look at that saw. That would have been for cutting horizontal seams, I guess. It may have been vertical, but that one looks horizontal. That would have been one of the things to dump up. Yes, it's pretty cool. Well, anyway, enough on the outside. Let's go check out the museum, shall we? Well, you can see how amazing this place is. I mean, here's the 1906 coal washer. I mean, there's just so many pictures here. You'd really have to come and take a look. There are pictures from all sorts of time periods during this, and this might be a better way to show you. So, you know, you've got the museum. There's the coal mine replica. You've got ovens up to 1906, and then there's trails up that way, and you can see that the mine site's over there. Now that red line, that's the steep line for the incline that would have brought him down here. And you've got the 1916 ovens, which are around the stage. And you can see that there's just tons of stuff to check out around here. And it's definitely well worth checking the place out. You can see coal, you can see the equipment. People have even done some amazing illustrations.
Next, I go talk with the boss, who tells me what ovens are ready to pull.
This whole area was
I really go to work.
pretty hardcore down.
Pull down the bricks to get at the coal.
And they even have a pretty cool video. Now it doesn't show everything of the area, but it does show how the
Then I put the bar and use my water hose to quench the fire.
How the coal was
After
harvested.
the steam dies down, I start to pull with my hook the coke from
There's
the
the
oven.
Canyon Creek. That's Lusk
I
Canyon.
put it in my
So
wheelbarrow
there was
and
just
take it to
coal
the railroad car.
all around this area.
These cars, they catch on fire. I have
That's
to
part of
watch
that
out for this.
Appalachian history. We're going to stick our head in the members room, and then we are going to go.
But it makes me a man in progress and support my family with my strength and
That's one way to do that. This shows a lot of the music. I'm sure that the dismembered Tennesseans are in here. And remember how I told you about how it looks like that is what it looks like from the audience standpoint. This is all the local history. You know, you've got a little forge right here. You've got the blower, all this equipment. I mean, there's just so much history in this area, including the war history and some Civil War history and some shine history. Interesting. And see, you see some of these Union Carbide lights. I mean, this whole area is pretty freaking amazing. You've even got a coal miner. Now, a little bit of Chattanooga history. The original moon pie was built to go in that, because there was a lot of coal in this area. And this gives you a little bit of an idea too. So you've got the coke ovens and all the train things to get around. And then you've got the incline going up to the number 2 mine. If I get a chance to, I'm going to hit the section. Now, here's one thing to show you. So coal is actually kind of heavy, but by the time you cook all the impurities out of it, it makes it even lighter. And all to melt that. And like everywhere, they have some prehistory that's pretty far back there too. Look at all those drills. And an explosive box. Anyway, I just recommend checking this place out on your own. I mean, look at that drill. So that's one of the power drills that they would have used. This museum is well worth the visit. Now the old number 2 mine, this is up. This is up on top of the mountain. So it shows you the drum and the tipple, the number 1 mine, number 2 mine. Here's a close-up of the number 2 mine. And one of the craziest things that you'll ever run into is this little piece of history. Now, this is called an incline horse. It's a piece of wood, and it's got a little bit of metal on it. And what they would do was they'd put a piece of metal or a piece of leather where Alex's thumb is, and you would, at the end of the day, ride down the incline to get back to home. And just to show you, here's a drawing of what it would look like. They used to have races on Sundays. Just to show you, here's a picture. That's very steep. Very, very steep. Anyway. And so the incline trail begins. But yes, I am not going up that incline trail today. Maybe another day. And here is the stop of that very steep incline road. And it would have come right down here, and then you would have offloaded stuff. You can actually see, independently of this giant wall that's right here, you can actually see some of the last bits and pieces of the infrastructure right in here. And I guess this would have been the start of more coke ovens, because like I said, there are coke ovens all over this property. Anyway, everybody, I hope you've enjoyed our little look at the Dunlap Coke Ovens and Museum. It is definitely well worth the time to come out here and check it out. And maybe if you hit them on a specific date, you'll even get to come out here and hear some good bluegrass music. Anyway, folks, I am off to go on some more journeys. Until then, why don't you go on a journey of your own? We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.